I'm leaving my wife because of her fitness journey. Everything was perfect until my wife Sarah decided she wanted to be an influencer. We have been married for 6 years, and she was always the kind of person who enjoyed a good burger and a movie night on the couch. But about 8 months ago, she followed some fitness guru on Instagram, and her entire personality shifted overnight. It started with her clearing out our pantry and throwing away nearly $300 worth of groceries because they weren't clean enough for her new lifestyle. I tried to be supportive because I wanted her to be happy and healthy, but it quickly turned into something much darker. Sarah started waking up at 4 in the morning to film herself making green smoothies and doing yoga in the living room, and she would get angry if I walked into the kitchen to get a glass of water because I was ruining her shot. Soon, she was spending every waking hour at the gym or on her phone editing videos. We stopped having dinner together because she said my cooking was toxic for her progress. I started eating alone in the basement just so I wouldn't have to hear another lecture about macros or seed oils. The real problem started when she began using me as a prop for her content. She would film me without asking and post videos titled My Lazy Husband or How I Stay Disciplined While He Fails. I found a video of me sleeping on her TikTok with a caption about how my snoring was ruining her recovery phase. There were thousands of comments from strangers calling me a loser and telling her she deserved a real athlete. But when I confronted her about it, she just laughed and told me I was being insecure. She said her engagement was up 40% and that I should be happy she was finally finding herself. 3 months ago, Sarah started working with a personal trainer named Marcus. He is 10 years younger than me and looks like he was carved out of marble. Sarah started coming home later and later saying they were doing extra sessions or filming collaborations for his page. I noticed she was buying new expensive gym sets that cost more than our monthly car payment. Every time I tried to talk to her, she would just put in her AirPods and start a live stream. I felt like a ghost in my own house. Last week I was doing laundry and found a second phone hidden in her gym bag. I know I shouldn't have looked, but I had this sinking feeling in my gut that I couldn't ignore. The phone was unlocked and the messages were all from Marcus. They weren't talking about squats or protein shakes. They had been sleeping together for months, and most of the videos she posted of her at the gym late at night were actually filmed in his apartment. There were photos of them together and messages where she laughed about how I was paying for her new life while she was planning her exit strategy. She told him she was only staying with me until her follower count hit 50,000 because then she could get a brand deal and move out. She called me her bank account and said she couldn't wait to finally be with a man who actually took care of his body. I sat on the edge of the bed for an hour, just staring at the screen. I didn't cry or scream, I just felt cold. I waited until she went to the gym this morning and I called a locksmith. I changed all the locks on the house and moved all of her things into a storage unit down the street. I sent her the code to the unit and a screenshot of her messages with Marcus. Then I deactivated our shared bank account and moved my direct deposit to a new one she can't access. I also called her parents and told them exactly why their daughter wouldn't be living at home anymore. When she finally got back from her session with Marcus, she started blowing up my phone. She was screaming in my voicemail that I had no right to lock her out of her own home. I just sent her one final text with a link to the video she posted calling me lazy. And I told her she was right and that I was finally going to be lazy enough to stop working for someone who doesn't exist anymore. She is currently sitting in her car in the driveway filming a story about how I am abusive and controlling for kicking her out. I can see her through the window holding her phone up and crying for the camera. She looks like she is finally getting the engagement she wanted. I'm sitting in my kitchen eating a slice of pizza and watching the sunset in peace for the first time in months. She can keep her followers, but she isn't keeping me.